really ain't much to tell, except that on the tenders I served on and a couple of destroyers, I served on one destroyer and wanted off of it, and they wouldn't let me off. They said, no, so we're going to keep you. So I went AWOL for 20 days and got off the ship.
What'd that cost you?
It cost me a rank. Went from seaman to seaman deuce, which is seaman apprentice. And that's about it.
Well, let's back up. You were born in Pilot Point.
Yeah.
What'd your family do in Pilot Point?
They worked at on the farm. We lived outside of town, I'd say probably 10 or 12 years. And then we moved into town. And then that's when I left and went to Burleson, Spain, places. I
You have
never
brothers?
stayed in any place more than 2 years.
Have brothers and sisters, Denver?
Yeah.
How many?
I stayed there about 3.
Brothers, sisters?
Yeah.
Okay.
I came out of the Navy in '53, and then in '57 I went back in and stayed till I retired.
Back in 1951, when you went in, why'd you pick the Navy, Denver?
Well, mostly I didn't like the marching and mud holes that the Army and I didn't like no part of the Marines. For me,
Right.
that was the worst branch of service, in my opinion.
Why was that?
It's just, I guess, the way they had to do things that a lot of people didn't like doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just up and picked the Navy instead. That way I could do a lot of traveling.
Did you go, the Korean War was going on when you went in.
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to be drafted, maybe, Denver?
Yeah, because I had 2 brothers that were drafted, and I figured, well, I'm going to join my own branch rather than be drafted in the Army or something that I didn't want no part of.
Both those brothers go in the Army?
Yeah,
They both go to Korea?
yeah, one of them did. They were both drafted, but I was the only one that volunteered and enlisted.
Were they older brothers than you?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so you decide to go in the Navy. Let's see, in 1951, you would have been 19 years old?
yeah.
Where'd you go for boot camp?
In Great Lakes and San Diego.
You went to both?
Yeah, I started out in San Diego, and I didn't like what they were doing there, so they kicked me out and sent me to Norfolk.
Well, how'd you get to Great Lakes?
By asking for it.
Oh, okay, okay. But you did your your boot camp pretty much in San Diego.
Yeah. I did just about all of it in San Diego for what couple of years I did in River, Spain, Norfolk, Virginia.
You were a torpedoman.
Yeah.
So did you go to, was that the school you went to after you got done with boot camp?
No, I didn't go to no school. They wanted me to, but I told them, I said, no school. I said, I don't want any part of a school. So they
Did
didn't
you
send
think
me.
you were going to make a career out of the Navy back then, Denver?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I went in '51 and decided I was going to stay long enough to retire, which is, I think, 74.
Torpedoman is pretty much a skilled rate. You learned everything on the job, or did they send you to torpedo school somewhere?
No, I learned it on the job. I never did go to no school.
Wow. When you first got out of boot camp, they send you to a ship?
No, they sent me to an LST, which was 528, and I was in boot camp. I was in Company 828, almost identical.
You didn't like that LST?
No,